there were many moments along the way of these 5 years where economic headwinds, pandemic, political climate, you name it, where things felt really uncertain, and it was that belief in sticking to doing the right thing that kept me going.
Really excited about where we are right now. The overall construction environment is really difficult to be building. We've got a lot of wood on site, and the cost of wood has escalated significantly. We've been trying to work with every sub on how do we make sure we have enough materials for this job so that they can keep working, so that we can finish our job. It's been a constant concern throughout this project, starting about back in November, is how do we get to the next step, and how do we get to the next step, and what are we looking for 2 steps down the road.
My main role is to keep our budget on track, to keep our subcontractors in line, to deal with change order, upcoming cost increases, decreases, mainly to help the superintendent keep on schedule and keep things moving forward.
So just so you know, before we were tracking first week in December.
Yeah.
Now we're second week in December.
Okay.
Into next week, we're hoping for the bulk of the framing to be done with just pickup work left after that.
We're gonna probably do that stuff in-house to save us some money. Material procurement has been our biggest issue with staying on schedule, especially lumber. We've had some big complications with lumber and getting materials.
We have begun building our walls on our upper lot so that we can save time once we get plywood so that we can start sheeting floors. We've made great progress so far. We've got the 3rd and the 4th floors done, and we are sheeting the 5th floor, so the last big push is gonna be to the roof.
This is like a really sophisticated place. It's more like, dude, I want to chill on my rooftop deck. So the fields for me are kind of that.
I think you're looking at from the road, you're walking up, you see this really dope light installation up here. And it kind of does what the market lights do, but it's a bit more sophisticated.
Yeah.
And maybe like $500 more. Well, probably maybe like $2,000 more.
Yeah.
The uncertainty, the most challenging thing about envisioning a project in a neighborhood that has not yet proved itself is sticking to your guns when there's people doubting the idea or doubting your ability.
Right now, I'm walking through the project. You got a bunch of wood walls up, and you can kind of see the rooms. But once you put that final sheet of drywall on, and you get to see the finished floors go in, the concrete floors, I think it's going to have a real change to the way it feels. It's going to start to feel like a home, a place where you can live, versus just here's a construction project.
In the last month, we have completed all the floors as far as insulation, drywall. Started installing cabinets. 2nd floor cabinets are completed. Working on 3rd floor cabinets. Painting's completed on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floor. The building's completely dried in. HVAC system are all connected and ready for power to be hooked up through SDG&E.
So I'm excited to see this sort of skeleton of a building take the characteristic shape that has always been intended. And we've really put a lot of heart and energy into being authentic to materiality.
Tideline's probably been one of the best ownerships that I've worked with. The proximity in downtown Vista and the size of the units, the design that the owners came up with to really make this building stand out and be a one-of-a-kind kind of deal, with the finishes on the outside, the finishes with the cabinets and countertops. It's a project that kind of makes you want to be there when it gets finished.